Hey, thanks for joining me for another Jellyfish from That's Not My God. You know, last night there was an interesting thing going on in culture, and that is the vice presidential debate. Now, if you're like me, you don't hang out on Facebook a whole lot when it comes to the night of political debates, presidential debates, all those things, because quite honestly, I don't want to lose any friends. And so I just kind of stay off, and those are nights that I am just a little bit more productive in the office. But you don't have to look very far this morning and today on the Facebook to see what happened and see the wake from all of that last night. Now, one picture that I've seen over and over again in different variations is this one. Here, take a look. Now, isn't that interesting? You know, it's always interesting because the verse here says, "When a wise person debates with a fool, the fool rages and laughs, and there is no peace and quiet." Proverbs 29:9. Now, what's interesting is that it perhaps Biden did at some point, or maybe oftentimes, interrupt Paul Ryan, and but there's complaints on both sides. Paul Ryan couldn't stop drinking water; that's a sign of nervousness. Joe Biden, he couldn't stop interrupting Paul Ryan, and he would laugh a lot. That's a sign of nervousness as well. And where do we go with this? What do we do with this as Christians? Now, there are the cliche things. Have you tried praying for the person you don't like? Okay, we've heard that. That's pretty much a pat answer. The one that the one that gets in the office is the one that God allows. I used to believe that. I don't know what I believe on that topic anymore after being messed up by Gregory Boyd reading The Myth of a Christian Nation. There's a few things theologically I just don't know what I believe anymore. And it's okay to say that, by the way, even though I am a pastor. I would love to share them with you. Let's sit down with a cup of coffee sometime. Skype me. I'd love to share with you those thoughts. But the bottom line here is that the Christians lose somehow their grace and poise and their Christianity over these debates. And it goes both ways. The Republicans are really good at throwing whoever it is under the bus, and at the same time, the Democrats are good at throwing whoever it is that's Republican under the bus. And everybody picks up on the moderates, picks on the moderates. And this is sad but true. Now, here's what's interesting is that Joe Biden, he's a person. Paul Ryan, he's a person. Barack Obama, he's a person. Mitt Romney, he's a person. And at the end of the day, these people have internet. These people can get on the same Facebook you're on and that I'm on. These people can get on the same things and read what's being said about them. You know, there's an old cliche when you're in a place of prominence, when you're an author as well, that you don't Google yourself. And I found this to be true. You know, I was a recipient of bashing on a local Christian radio show, two different markets, one out of the Fox Valley area in Wisconsin, and one out of Milwaukee. A very conservative talk show host was bashing me out by name as well. And, you know, the fact of the matter is it hurts. And one radio station actually emailed me back and said, "We'll try not to do that anymore. We realize that it can affect area ministries, but we are going to continue on with the larger ministries." Where in Scripture does it say that that's okay? Where anywhere in Scripture does it say that's okay? Let's go back to the original argument here. The heart of the matter is treating people with respect and dignity. Now, again, here's a picture of Joe Biden pointing his finger like this, and when a wise person debates with a fool, the fool rages and laughs, and there is no peace and quiet. Now, this is so classic because this is a Christian, put out by a Christian and everything, and again, context is king. So the person that puts this out and literally slams this person's integrity, this person's character and everything, and don't we all have character flaws? If they would just jump two verses further, Proverbs 29:11, it says, "Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end." Let me ask you, are you a fool or are you calm? Do you give full vent to your rage, or do you bring calm in the end? I think I know which way Jesus would go on this. And so, what are we doing as the Christian scene? What are we doing in Christianity by throwing people on both ends of the political spectrum under the bus? I think my stance is I'd rather stay silent about it. I would rather just see how it plays out. Again, the meme graphic that talks about how all the Facebook posts about political ads has changed so many people, said no one ever. That's me. I know who I'm voting for. I know where I'm going. And there's no need to rage up. There's no need to spread garbage and things like that. Let me tell you this. In the end, whoever the political candidate's going to be, integrity needs no defense. We don't need to look like the fool smashing the other party. We don't need to be that person. If that person's not meant to be, it's going to come out in their character. And in the end, the person that wins is the person that's going to win. What are your thoughts? VTwinRev at that'snotmygod.com. This will be my only quasi-political statement during this whole race. I'm done. So I'd love to hear from you. Post your comments here on YouTube, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.